Hello, brothers and sisters of the human race. I'm Mango Thunderslice, and today I've got a challenge for progressives. You know, this is a very serious question about quite possibly the most serious topic on this planet, as far as I'm concerned. And so I really want to get answers from people, if possible. I'd like this video to be shared because this is something that's really bothering me right now. You know, it's kind of been an undercurrent, but right now it's really coming to the forefront. It's becoming like the focal point of a lot of energy going on in the whole world right now. And that's, my question is to you, the progressive viewer, what is more important, okay? Comparing two things, like two very important things, you know, I presume in your mind, and I just want to know which is more important from my own knowledge so that I know how much to engage with you in conversation, and you know how much I can expect, how much I can expect us to come to a common sort of understanding of things. And so what I want to know is if it's more important, number one, if women of planet Earth achieve liberation from oppression and suffering. Okay, that's number one. If women achieve liberation from oppression or suffering, is that more important or less important than two, being a Democrat? Okay, and being a progressive and supporting the progressive candidates. So this is, you know, it might seem like kind of a no-brainer question, kind of an idle question or sarcastic, but it's really not a no-brainer right now. And I would like an answer from a lot of people, especially inside my own family, okay? I'm getting a lot of really awesome responses, really encouraging responses on my videos, but you know, within my family, within Space Panther's family, we've got a lot of very close family members who think we're totally off the deep end and really aren't even willing to consider even the barest possibility that what we're talking about, any of it, has any truth or merit to it whatsoever. So I've really got to ask, is it more important that women of planet Earth achieve liberation from suffering, or is it more important that you continue to be a Democrat and toe the party line? Okay, and the reason that I asked this question, okay, it ties into what I've been talking about lately and what a lot of people are talking about lately, which is human trafficking, okay? There's people on this planet being sold into slavery. Slavery did not end in the 1860s. It's still going on. And in fact, it's arguably worse now than it was then. There might be less people in terms of a total number in slavery, but the absolute depravity that these people have to experience who are slaves today is just beyond comprehension for any of us who live free. You know, we can debate about how free we are and civil liberties and all that, but the fact is I'm not chained up in somebody's basement. So in that sense, I am free. Okay, because there are women all over the world right now, right at this very moment, who are being sold as sex slaves, who are being raped, who are being tortured, okay? And in my eye, it really matters to me that women are liberated from suffering on this planet. I mean, men too, and really all of the sentient beings of planet Earth. It matters a lot to me to see them achieve liberation from suffering and oppression. Okay, because I would presume, all things being equal, that you would agree that basically it is very, very important that we liberate any and all women who are being traded as sex slaves, who are being trafficked. It is of utmost importance as far as women's struggles to liberate these women from their slavery, from their absolute torture and depravity and oppression, okay? And, you know, this is where it gets tricky is, okay, you've probably heard of Pizzagate, okay? And please don't click out of the video, just hang on for 1 second and listen to me, all right? There are many things revealed in the emails that were going on in between the different members of the Clinton initiative, you know, the Clinton Foundation. And so, you know, a lot of people sort of did investigative work, and, you know, there's this basically theory going on that John Podesta, Hillary's campaign manager, and a lot of the people affiliated with the Clintons and the Clintons themselves are actually engaged in child trafficking. They are affiliated with child traffickers, and if they are not actively directly involved in it, then they are at very least aiding and abetting child traffickers, people who are kidnapping women and children and selling them into slavery for various different reasons. This is happening, okay? Even if the Clintons aren't involved, it's still happening. And I hope that you and I are on the same page that that's a bad thing. 100% bad, evil. No shades of gray, no different preferences, 100% evil to kidnap women and children, or kidnap anyone, but especially women and children. A man should be able to defend himself, okay? I'm not afraid of being kidnapped because I can defend myself, all right? But we can agree that 100%, not 99.9, 100% kidnapping women and children and selling them into slavery, whether sex slavery or otherwise, is bad all the time, no exceptions, okay? I hope that we can agree on that, because the amount of information that's being uncovered about the Clinton Foundation and who they're tied to, these different corporations and the CIA and different levels of high levels of the government, high levels of power, that these organizations are actually involved with human trafficking, the trafficking of women and children for all sorts of depraved, horrible, horrifying purposes, okay? And I just want to know if it is proven, all right? I'm not making any claims one way or the other at this very moment, but if it is proven that Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton are involved in a child trafficking ring, and that women are being enslaved and raped and tortured and killed purely for the pleasure and financial benefit of some other people, I just want to know, is it more important for you to save those women from suffering, or is it more important to you to stand by Hillary Clinton and be a Democrat? I really want to know. I'm not trying to make fun of anybody. I'm not trying to, I'm not a conservative, okay? I call myself an anarchist because I believe in peaceful, voluntary transactions between people. I don't believe in the coercion of the government. That's my position. I am not a Republican. I'm not a conservative. I did vote for Trump, but at this moment, I support most of the things that he's doing, but that's not the point. I just want to understand where we are in this issue, because it's very important to me. I just watched a movie. It's based on a true story called The Whistleblower. And if you want to lash out at me for even asking this question, I please ask you to watch this movie, The Whistleblower. It's Rachel Weisz playing a police officer, a female police officer who signs up for a program to go over to Bosnia during the 90s and work as kind of a UN peacekeeper. I think her last name is Balkovac, Officer Balkovac, played by Rachel Weisz. It's based on a true story. It is not a fictional movie, okay? And it basically shows how women are being trafficked in Bosnia, okay? And this is an area, if you remember back to the 1990s, that Bill Clinton was in charge of the United States as president when the United States military went into Bosnia or Yugoslavia before it broke up. And all of this started happening in earnest after that war. So I'm not, again, trying to make any huge conspiratorial connections here, okay? If you want to know more about it, go and watch the last video that I posted. And I just really want to know, to those of you in my family, those of you who are my friends, and those who I've never even met before who consider themselves to be progressives, I really want to know, is it more important that women are saved from slavery and rape and torture, or is it more important to be a Democrat and support Hillary Clinton no matter what? It is a very serious question. I mean this with full sincerity. I'd really like to hear from you. If you have an answer for me, one way or the other, please leave it in the comment section down below. But if you want to tear into me and call me names, I please ask you to watch the movie The Whistleblower and get a visual representation of what is happening to these women and how unspeakably evil these organizations are and what is happening. And I'd just like you to give me a response after you watch that video, okay? I'd love to hear any responses, but if you want to attack me, please, before you do, watch the movie The Whistleblower and give this a few minutes of thought and take some deep breaths and really consider it. Okay, and I mean this most of all to those in my family. My own mom, okay, Space Panther's mom, my own stepmom, they're none of them agree with each other on virtually anything in this world, but they all agree that that basically Hillary Clinton should have been the president, and that Space Panther and I are crazy for talking about the things that we're talking about. So this hits very close to home for me. All right, we have, you know, friction in our personal family lives because of this dialectic. And I just want to know, because if it's more important to be a Democrat and just to be on the blue team, then I'll know that basically I shouldn't engage with you on this topic, and we can just go our separate ways. And that really scares me, because if that's what we're doing as a country, then that's going to lead to civil war. If we can't agree on something as simple as raping and killing and enslaving women and children is wrong, then we've got a serious problem, and we don't agree on anything, literally. And well, that's very troubling to me. And I'd like to believe that we can agree on that, and that we all can come together and say as one human voice that it is wrong. It is always 100% wrong to enslave women and children and to sell them into slavery for whatever the purpose. So that's my message today. I'm sorry for the kind of ghetto, my phone holder broke, so I got to put the phone behind the steering wheel this time, but it's just a very important message that I had to get out, and I'd really appreciate any of your responses. So I hope you have a wonderful day. Much love and respect, wholeness and balance vibrations, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.